and our third guest on the channel is Faris. Hi Faris.
How you doing?
It feels a bit weird because we definitely don't know each other. So you're a presenter, host, content creator. What else would you call yourself?
I've been called loads of things. Video producer, like you said, content creator, presenter. I don't even feel like a presenter anymore. It's weird.
Host, festival, attendee.
Whatever's on the paper, I'll just take it. Whatever people want to call me.
So we've had a little bit of a stalk on your social media.
Great.
And there's quite a few little bits and pieces there. So first of all, one of the things we noticed was you interviewed Cardi B. So tell me about that. How did that happen?
So again, networking. My friend Kingsley is a videographer in South London, and his auntie owns an agency who are partnered with the Mobos.
Okay.
So he got brought in a few years ago, and ever since he always goes back to do some of their behind the scenes and backstage filming. And he just one day was like, look, I know a guy called Faris, he could do like the interviews, it'll help take the stress off me because then I'm not just running around trying to do everything. And then the agency who his auntie owns was like, actually hang on, that might do well because then he can ask the questions and then you can do the filming. So then he called me and was like, yo, do you want to come Mobos? And I was like, what? He said it so casually as well. He's like, yeah, we're going to drive up to Leeds, we've got hotels, everything paid for. They haven't got much budget because they already use so much, but you get to like, you know, go to the after party. And I was like, yes, I'll do it. Like, I don't care about the money, I'll do it. We were interviewing everyone, we did the job, and then they put the cameras down, and then they were like, cool, time to go. And I was like, no, we didn't interview Cardi B. And they were like, mate, no one's going to interview Cardi B. Like, she specifically told everyone at the Mobos actually that her team don't want to do any press or any media. So the main presenters who were hosting the event were like Maya Jama and Snoochie Shy from BBC One Extra. They didn't even get an interview, so they didn't even bother. So I don't know what, I had the audacity to think that I had a chance, but I went backstage after the awards were done, and my whole team went back to the hotel and getting ready for the after party, and I just basically like knocked on Cardi B's door. Like, I don't know, I had the audacity to just go knock on her door, and some like American woman opened in her sliders, like just like, can we help? And I was like, yeah, I'm basically just doing some content for the Mobos. I was just honest, I was like, look, it'll be really cool if we just get like a quick little interview with Cardi, just because, you know, we loved having her here, and it'll be good to just, you know, just promote the event and show how grateful we are that she came. And they're like, she's in a good mood, give us 5 minutes. And I was like, I literally went back and I needed to get a videographer quickly. My team had already left. Thankfully, down the corridor there was this other videographer who's based in Leeds, and he just does some freelance work for them. I was like, do you have a DSLR pop for this microphone? He was like, yeah, why? I was like, can I use your headphone jack and can we do a film and interview quickly? He was like, yeah, what? I was like, we can interview Cardi B. He was like, yes, alright then, let's go. And he just came with me, went back, and I thought maybe they were going to change their mind. So 5 minutes later I knocked again, and then like they meant their word. They were like, come in. They called me into the dressing room, and imagine like just a room like this, Cardi B's just chilling there with her phone charging, they're all just chatting, and I walk in and it's like so normal because they only let people in here clearly who they trust. So I just walked into the maddest situation, and everyone is so calm, and they're like, how you doing? You're right, yeah, just give us 2 minutes, we're going to finish it. I was like, yeah, that's cool. My cameraman sets up, we get an interview. Like, I was so nervous because at this point I had a few drinks because it had finished and I didn't think this was going to happen.
You were just fangirling.
I was, because she just looked so cool.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, this is like, at the time, not saying she's not big now, but at the time she was like the biggest artist in the world. Like, that's why the Mobos got her to do the awards. And you know, that's when Bodak Yellow was popping in the club every single night. And when we sat down and we did an interview, we had like a 5-minute chat. What I loved and appreciated is that the conversation was just flowing naturally. It didn't feel like I'm bothering her, I need to get out of it. I got it. Yeah, and then her manager was just like, keep in touch, send us the interview when it's done. And I got her email address as well. And then literally, like, I said to the videographer, yo, here's my email address, send me that interview as soon as you get home. He was like, oh, don't worry, as soon as I get home, I'm sending it to you. And then I went back to the hotel, like, had pictures to show that what I just did. And then I went to the after party, because I went a bit late, obviously, and everyone's already at the after party enjoying themselves. And I see my team, like Kingsley's there, all of them are drinking, free bar openers. And I was like, they're like, where'd you go? I was like, I went to interview Cardi B. They're like, you don't take no for an answer, I told you it wouldn't happen. I was like, no, it happened. They're like, nah, how did you flag that? And I was like, because I was persistent.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, that's just, yeah, it was sick. I'm glad.
How did you find her, like, to talk to? She seems very, sort of like, genuine and quite honest.
She's like a really straightforward, honest person. Like, she looks like no amount of media training could like tell her how to talk. Like she will talk how she wants to talk.
Yeah, she doesn't care.
No, she doesn't care, but
She does not care.
she doesn't care, but she still doesn't mess up. Like she doesn't say anything too controversial. She just bees herself, and I think her team sort of accept and allow her to do that now.
Yeah, well, it's just the best way to be, isn't it? I suppose, like being true to yourself.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So have you always been living in London?
Yeah, born and raised in London, always in the southwest area. Moved homes a couple of times growing up. You know, parents divorced, and I lived with my mum, and then growing up, then go to school, college, uni. Studied media ever since I went to Richmond College, and it was just.
You knew you wanted to do it.
It was the only thing that interested me. So like anything, like when you get towards the end of GCSEs, you know, you start to worry. Parents and people, teachers start to say you need to know what you want to do now. You've got to pick a course, and my grades were always really bad, like really bad. Like people say my grades are so bad. I got all C's. Like mine was so bad. I got like E's.
Oh god.
Bad, like really bad. But
how did you get into uni?
I literally just about got like the minimum to get enough to go to this course. I had to do an extra year at college. I had to I got like turned down by like most of my UCAS applications, and then I had like 2 interviews at Bournemouth and Portsmouth, and then one of them, the course was just too far away from campus. I didn't like it, and Portsmouth just basically like I was just cutting it thin with my opportunities. But thankfully, like I got them, like you know, and yeah, what I'm trying to say is I just academically really bad.
Do you think with this type of stuff, maybe it should be, you know, people should be going to uni? Would you say your degree helped you get to where you are now?
My mum still says this to me now. She's like adamant to believe that
it
the degree helped me. She's like, it did help, and I'm like, no it didn't, Mum. She's like, no it did help, it does help, but it helped you get more work. I was like, Mum, no, like stop trying to think it does, it didn't. I did everything else. Yeah, I think they just want to believe that it wasn't just a waste of time. But
it really was.
Yeah. Pretty much. I mean, you know, you learn different types of skills. Maybe not academically on paper, but you learn like social skills. You learn like about people.
How to live.
Like, exactly.
And people don't live very nicely.
Exactly.
Unhygienic.
You learn what you don't want, or the kind of people you do want to be around.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, you're gonna live alone anyway. You might as well do it at uni. It's like a trial. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly. And they look amazing on social media, but actually they're living in a tip. So.
Yeah. Exactly.
So you've recently done some bits for Facebook. What was that all about?
So Facebook decided to do their first ever incubators program, which is basically like taking you on as full-time staff for 2 months and teaching you how to use their platform, sharing their network, giving you their resources, access to their facilities. Like it's a really amazing experience. And they opened an application out, and thousands of people applied. And I didn't even know about it, but my friend Matthew linked it to me and was like, yo, this is you. And I clicked on it, and I didn't even look at the tab for like another week. And he was like, did you apply? Literally look at it. I looked at it and I was like, wow, this is insane. I can't believe I've neglected it. It said like the closing date is in like 2 weeks, and I had to like fill in the application, give all my details. Then they asked for like a minute video talking about why you know, all that kind of stuff, yeah. And I forgot about it, and then like 2 months later I got a call from Facebook like, hi Faris, we really like your vibe, your video, we really like your content, we think it's like you have potential in this industry, so we've decided to give you one of the 30 spots. And I was just like, wow, like that's amazing. And then I had to kind of just take 2 months out of my life to do it, and it was 100% worth it. And I've learned so much, and it was one of the most amazing things I've done.
So you spoke about dick pics on Facebook.
Yeah. What's
your opinion on them? Do you send dick pics?
So I made a video, about dick pics at Facebook. That was something that me and a lot of just friends just wanted to know about. So I thought, you know what? Why not make a video to find out?
Right. And what was your response like?
To the video?
Yeah, I suppose more to the idea of people sending.
I don't personally send dick pics. Like I think maybe when I'm drunk I've sent a couple.
Oh right.
But it's on Snapchat, so it's alright. I think maybe like 1 or 2 maybe screenshotted, but you know, it is what it is. But you know, truth be told, I know people who send them on the regs, and it's like they're okay with that. And so I just really wanted to know if they were acceptable or not. So I made a video called "Are Dick Pics Acceptable?" and I got, you know, opinions from people who send them, opinions from people who receive them a lot. And I interviewed this girl, my friend Cheyenne, and she's like really against them.
Yeah.
And she said that most girls are against them.
Yeah.
So I was just like,
yeah, I'm not a fan.
Do you get many?
No, I wouldn't say get many, but you know, back in the day, like when you do get some, you're like, I really don't want to see this. Like it's just a weird thing to see as a photo. Is that a bit, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I suppose it's quite similar to like watching porn, but it's not. It's just like a still image of it.
And think about how spontaneous it is. You don't expect it, so you open a picture and it's just
yeah.
Whoa! Like you could be eating, you could be on the train. Like.
Well, it's like if you pull down if like a guy pulls down their trousers, it just like pops out. It's almost like it like pops out on your phone.
Hey.
Not for me.
That's so funny.
It's not for me. Okay, so based on that topic, you also spoke about online about dates and who you think should pay.
Yeah.
Do you remember this?
Yeah. I'm way more like triggered by that topic than the dick pic topic.
Okay, so why are you triggered?
Because I know a lot of people go on dates, everyone goes on dates, yeah. I don't actually go on that many, if any at all, but I just hear and see so many stories. I just wanted to just end this debate and these awkward grey areas and these social stigmas. I just decided to make a video like who should the guy always pay?
Yeah.
And it was just so interesting to me to gather that data. A lot of the time when I make videos or rant on Facebook as you see, or put questions or polls on Insta, I'm not trying to be controversial or get followers. I'm trying to just get information, like gather data. I want to know how people think. I want to know what women want. I want to know what every other guy does wrong. I want to use that and to make myself better. Do you know what I mean? It's just, that's the way I see it. And a lot of girls just seem to believe that the guy should always pay. So I wanted to challenge them. Why do you think the guy should always pay? And then a lot of people gave this answer about, you know, it's the guy's role, they're trying to impress me, so they need to take me out and spend their time, effort and money on me. But then they're the same women preaching about gender equality, so it's like they're contradicting themselves a little bit, and I don't really understand that.
Okay, so if you really liked a girl, would you pay for the date on the first occasion?
If I asked her out and I really liked her, I'd want to impress her, so I would like definitely pay, because I'd feel like I don't want to jeopardise the chance of looking tight and like some guy who's just going to cause a fuss about everything. So of course I would, yeah.
And then so how would you find yourself in a situation where the girl pays? Is it if she asks you, or?
I don't think I'd ever ask a girl to pay.
Right.
Even though I'm so pro 50-50,
Okay.
I would just judge them and then kind of put it in my head. But like I know guys who like kick up a fuss and they're like, we're paying half and card? No, I can't, that's too awkward for me. Like I couldn't put myself, as much as I kick off and I'm like very vocal, I'm not afraid to say what I think, when I'm in the moment, I can't deal with that awkwardness like with girls, and when it comes to the guy should pay, should you do that, like I will just do it, suck it up and then be like, cool, thanks, see you never again.
What would your wisdom be to our audience in terms of how they should approach social media?
I think for the younger generation especially, they need to be a lot more aware of what they're on social media for, why they're on it and how they're using it. And you know, a lot of that comes down to parenting, but nowadays parenting can only do so much, because when you're at school, you're with your mates, you're going to do what you're going to do. I think everyone's on social media now, you know, in this millennial age. And like you said, it's very, very dangerous, because they get sucked into it at such a young age that like their brains are so young, and all it's absorbing is like insecurity and anxiety and comparing themselves to other people and buying stuff and, you know, like really low value stuff, and then losing the true values of growing up. And by the time they're in their late teens or early 20s, they're already effed. Do you know what I mean? Because it's like you know nothing else.
Exactly.
That's the biggest problem. Like you meet people now, and you can just see that they don't know anything else. Like I see it all the time. Like I'm always at events, festivals, and you just see people like on their phones or on their phones. But I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that.
Live the event, you're there.
Yeah.
And recently you've just been to Kenya. What did you do out there?
So an organisation called Build Aid flew me out. They're doing some amazing things out there, and we kind of followed their projects to see where they're at the moment. They're doing some amazing things. They're building schools, they're building water supplies, and they're just really helping so many different communities who are just stuck in the middle of nowhere, like these really rural villages. And I was there to produce and present a documentary for them, and it was just amazing to be able to do such an incredible thing. And we were there for a week, like went on 5-hour rides. We woke up at like 5 a.m. to do safari trips, and we like stayed in like these little houses that were built to like for volunteers to like help these kids. And every day we just saw kids that just waved and came and run up to us and hugged us, and it was like being in a movie. It really was, you know, one of them inspiring movies. And we got to live one, and the documentary will be out soon. I can't wait to show you.
Okay, and will it be on your social media?
Yes, the documentary will be on my social media. You can find all my content there. It's Faris Stingray on everything. That's Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. What else? Snapchat.
Definitely follow Faris on Facebook. Well, maybe you can follow on Facebook now, can't you? Because he goes on some rants. I love them. All of this stuff we've spoken about today, you'll always rant about it on your Facebook.
Yeah.
100%. The statuses are so long. You'll love them.
I get quite passionate about them, but whether they're good or bad, I always try to address the point.
Yeah.
So even if it's going to upset someone, I hope that they can see my side of the story, and I try to always be as balanced as I can so they can see both sides of a different story.